house, I'd probably know more about them than I know about like family members because we just had nothing except each other. So, yeah. I'll write the book later about everyone. No, just kidding. I am here today to actually be on a panel for What She Said here at the W Hotel. This is a part of Modern Day Wife, an event for them, and I just love supporting women. I'm all about women empowerment. So actually Julie Chen invited me, and I accepted. You know, she was like our only person we got to talk to in the Big Brother house, so I feel like she's my friend. So we always got so excited. Yes. Since Big Brother, Julie's team reached out to me to do her podcast, which was amazing. You know, it's very, spiritual, about faith and God, and that was actually right on time after coming out of the Big Brother house for me. And again, just a chance to really connect with her because you're in there, but she's kind of like God when you're in the Big Brother house. So I'm like, Julie's coming on. We'd be like, oh my God, Julie's coming on. So it's kind of nice to still have a relationship with her as I'm now back in the free world. I think finding balance as a reality star, an actress, an entrepreneur, a mom, a wife is difficult. I think it's one of those things that you just always are trying to figure out how to make it work. I will definitely say during the pandemic, it really gave me and the rest of the world time to just do a reset. And now that things are opening back up, I think I've figured it out a lot more, that it's actually, I'm actually able to work from home now if I need to. Instead of going into the studio to do an interview, I may opt to do the Zoom. And Zoom has been amazing. It actually made us work harder in a way because now we can do more. And, I think the best answer to that question is, it is pretty individual, but for me, I don't know, I just make certain things more of a priority than others. And I'm at the point in my life where there's certain things that I just don't want to miss. I'm not going to work on my wedding anniversary. I'm not going to miss my daughter's birthday. So just prioritizing and just working really hard. So when you do have to make those exceptions, you don't feel bad because you've been working the entire time. Oh my goodness! After walking, I was in the Big Brother house all the way until the end. I was somehow, by some miracle, in the final 3 with no blood on my hands. I never won anything. I was never in any position of power, but I was a fierce cook and a fierce cleaner, and I aligned myself with Carson pretty early on, and we played the same game. We just were gonna be straight, and we're gonna play with integrity, and we, wanted to just play a clean game. So after 30 days of being in the house, I have to say I was just excited and almost freaked out to just come out, because you dream about like when you get to come out, but at the same time you want to stay and go as far as you can go. But I think the thing I was most excited about was just seeing my family, seeing my daughter, seeing my husband, having control of, having my own bathroom again. I cleaned that bathroom in the Big Brother house. That was like, I think they kept me around for that chore alone because nobody was really trying to do that job. But just, reinserting myself back into the world, which I thought was gonna, when you're in the house, you're like, oh, when I get out, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. But you really actually have to take a little bit of a pause, because when you get out, you're like, wait, I can have my phone back? Oh my God, Rihanna's pregnant? Oh my God, there's a war going on. Like, oh my God, who won the Super Bowl? It's like you're just bombarded with information. And in the house is your only reality, and you turn everything off, and you just have to let everything go. I couldn't think about my business. It was almost like I kind of treated it like I was in prison. I was like, I can't get too emotional. I can't think about my husband. I can't think about my kids. If I just focus on what are we gonna eat, what time we're gonna go to bed, who I'm gonna play spades with, whose life am I going to hear about today? Who's going to win HOH? I just submerged myself into that. And then that was the only way I could deal, because otherwise, you know, I would be missing everybody and wanting to leave, so. You know, I don't really throw the word role model around, and neither does Noelle. I think, you know, she definitely looks up to me, and she was, even when I said that I was going to go into the house, she was like, really, Mom? She was like, you're gonna go to Big Brother. She's like, but you don't really like to play all those games. Like, you don't really like, I don't know if you're really a good fit for this. But in the end, hello, final three. Noelle, thank you very much. She was just really proud of me just for even putting myself out there. I knew I would be one of the older people in the house. And, you know, at this point, I kind of just live my life. I'm in this next chapter, you know, I'm pretty open to stuff. I want to have fun. And it was definitely one of the most amazing and craziest and unforgettable, life-changing things I think I've ever been a part of. Yeah, I think by, you know, my husband and I had a long-distance relationship for a while before we actually were in the same house, but we had phones. You know, we were able to communicate with each other. We would have phone sex if we needed to, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, there was still that connection. This was the first time that he had to go 30 days without ever, you know, without talking to me, not being able to communicate with me in any way. And I think it was eye-opening for him. Like, I think he really missed me. And I remember being in the house thinking, gosh, you know, I would argue with Mike, you know, about all this like dumb little stuff. I was like, I'm not gonna argue about anything silly anymore. I'm gonna be in every moment with him. You know, we're gonna like do all these things that we never made time to do. Like, I literally was fantasizing about like all the amazing things I was gonna do with him when I got out, and the things that I wouldn't do anymore, that, you know, now that I had time to be 100% present and think about like all the silly things we would go back and forth about. I was like, I can't even believe like I would even like get upset about those little things. So yeah, he really realized that he loves his wife, and it's actually kind of good to have me around, because when I was gone, I was gone, and for me, I really had a deeper appreciation for him as well, because I was like, every time something would happen, I'd be like, oh, I wish I could call Mike. I wish I could tell Mike. Oh, I wish Mike was here. So it definitely brought us together and made us stronger. Okay, when I was in the Big Brother house, my only reality was the Big Brother house, and I connected with Todrick right away. And when Carson left, which was like cutting my arm off and being in the house by myself, because now it was like Misha, Todrick, and Lamar and Todd, and I was like, you know, floating around by myself because Carson left. And Todrick was the one that kind of took me in under his wing. Now I know why, but so he could beat me. But in any case, I like Todrick. I got a chance to really get to know him inside the house. I had no idea what was really happening. So I was very genuine in my feelings and my emotions with him. To be honest, I have not finished watching all of Big Brother. It's so difficult to live it and then actually be like, oh, I want to watch it now. And I thought the whole time when I was in there, I can't wait to get out and watch it. But then I was like, oh my God, like, I want to be outside. I want to get in the sun. I want to go and see people. So, and I never did see the live feed. I guess all of the cast, pretty much everyone that got a chance to see it, were really upset with him. And, apparently, it is what it is. But I never saw it. And I just feel like, hey, he played a game. I don't really think it's true to who he is as a person. I got a chance to really know him. So I'm, not holding it against him. Like, I'm out, I'm free. I will judge him on his character in the outside world that's normal, as opposed to things that he did to win a game. I didn't take any of it personal. And we have DM'd each other, and we will, he's on his tour. I wish Todrick well. And yeah, you know what? We haven't talked about Big Brother, but honestly, I saw Carson. I did Teddy's podcast. I actually, after being with everyone for 30 days, they're like the last people that I actually want to talk to right now. I mean, I'm happy to see Julie, but she wasn't in the house, so I want to hang out and talk to some other people. I've talked to these people for enough for a lifetime at this point, and I felt like, you know, one of the beautiful things about being in the house was I do feel forever like bonded with everyone that was in the house, because, you know, when you meet, you know, people, especially like celebrities in the outside world, you never could bond the way we did. I mean, we had nothing. We were like stripped down to nothing. And I know, you know, really intimate details probably about everyone in the house. I'd probably know more about them than I know about like family members, because we just had nothing except each other. So, yeah. I'll write the book later about everyone. No, just kidding. Oh, wow. You know, Housewives was incredible for me. The platform was amazing for me. It was 11 unforgettable years. And would I ever go back? I will never say never, but I will say not right now, not anytime soon. I just have done it for so long consistently, and as someone who was pretty neutral for the most part, you know, I gave a lot of my life, and I was always very transparent with my life. And it feels good to just actually sit on the couch and watch it and not be on it. Like I get to do like you guys. Yeah. I get to get myself my little Seagram 68 speech Bellini and some popcorn and really enjoy it, because when you're actually on it, you know, you're filming it, you're living it, you know, when it comes on, you're like, oh my God, I wonder, you know, how editing is. I wonder how this scene's gonna, you know, be or whatever. So it's not an easy show to do. So I'm enjoying, you know, the acting and the hosting and, you know, the other projects that I have going on. Well, before I moved to Atlanta, I lived in New York, so I love the New York Housewives. I'm friends with, you know, really close friends with Louie and Jill Zarin, and I know a lot of those ladies on that show. I think a reboot is a good idea, you know, and I think the great thing about Bravo, what I love is, you know, they'll let you go and then they'll bring you back and then they'll let you be a friend and then they'll let you be a housewife again. It just kind of is like, it just never really ends, and it's always that opportunity to come back in some way. And I thought it was brilliant to do the Ultimate Girls Trip, which is, you know, was something that I got to be a part of the first one, where you just have housewives where you have housewives from all different franchises all go on a vacation together. You know, it's really great that as a housewife, because I feel like once a housewife, always a housewife, to just be able to have, we're like cats. We have all these lives. Like we can just kind of go away for a minute, then we can come back. We can come back in this capacity, that capacity, and it's really cool to be able to have that option if you want to do it, because it is not easy to put yourself out there and just, you know, be in the line of fire for so many, you know, different things if you have a bad season, to actually get to use this platform as you want to and have opportunities to still be on television and share your life. So I think it's cool, and I appreciate that about Bravo. Well, first of all, I'm so happy for Teresa and Louie. Teresa was definitely, I think, the only lady, honestly, on my season of the Ultimate Girls Trip that I knew we had friends in common, but I really didn't know that much about her. Her story is amazing to me. Like, I don't like when I try to put myself in her position. Like, I don't know how I would have been able to deal with or go through what she went through privately, let alone publicly, and then on TV. I really take my hat off to her. I think she's like a really strong woman, and she's just super sweet, you know. You know, she's like the only housewife that I know that's like done jail time and like, you know, came out and really has turned her life around. She's found love again, and she is, you know, she's just keeping it going. And that's not easy to do. You know, that's really not easy to do, to really, you know, go through all of those things that she went through, all of those different obstacles, and land on your feet and still have a happy spirit and find love and, you know, still be a good mom and still stay on the show. So the wedding, I don't know about the wedding yet. I would love, if I get an invitation, then I absolutely would love to go support her. I love Love. She and Louie remind me of when Mike and I first met. I mean, they're like so like enthralled with each other. So I absolutely would. I would love to go celebrate her big day, but I have not gotten an invitation yet. All right, Teresa, I'm checking the mailbox. Okay, I just finished doing a Lifetime movie. It's called Cruel Instruction, and it was pretty amazing for me. It was like the biggest role I've had so far since I started this next chapter, and acting is definitely my focus right now. It was a really powerful story. I played the mom of a troubled teen who ends up going to one of these institutions for troubled teens where they're supposed to, like, you know, make them better. And, you know, we're looking at brochures of horseback riding and yoga, whatever, and then basically once they get in there, like, you know, they're pretty much just, it's like institutionalized child abuse, mental, physical, emotional. And as a mom, you know, you're only, you know, our only main job is to protect our children, and sometimes trying to protect our kids, we end up putting them in harm's way. So that just ends up being like such a crazy roller coaster for me to really like have to like find out and have to go get her and then dealing with the guilt. And it's like something that, you know, it's based on, well, actually inspired by true events. And, you know, I just feel like this conversation doesn't happen enough. And I actually recently just did Paris Hilton's podcast. And this actually, she was at one of those academies. That may have been the one that she was at. So it was really emotional to really just, you know, you just think, how could something like this happen to like a Paris Hilton? And it did. She was there for like 11 months, and she shared with me that although a lot of people that watched the show, the movie, felt like it was really intense, and, you know, people were very triggered, and it was like kind of dark. She was like, it was like you guys were not able to even, it was way worse than what you guys were able to actually show on Lifetime. So I'm really proud of that movie. I'm proud of being a part of an important message like that. So I'm working on other movies, and I'm hosting now. I'm kind of like the fill-in host for the other hosts right now because everybody has their job still, but they have to go on vacation. Yeah. So I'm kind of like the girl they call for the real or for E Daily Pop. It's great for me because I'm kind of learning, and I'm, I turned 55 in the Big Brother house. So as a woman of a certain age, starting, it's a lot. But yeah, I turned 55 in the Big Brother house, and thank you. As a woman of a certain age, I, just going into like leaving one, job situation and pretty much starting all over again, with the attitude of you're never too old to dream or to start over or to, set, goals for yourself in a big way. I'm excited. I'm just excited about life. That's why I'm excited to be here today at, this Modern Day Wife event, because it's all, these are women that I resonate with. I know how I keep it going, and I'm always very interested in hearing other women share their story, like how they have that balance of, being a boss and being a wife and being a mom and, all the things that we have going on.